Hello and welcome back. This week's video is going to be about what I feed him. Bellamy's 28, so his feeding regime is maybe a little bit different to your average horse. So we're going to talk about how much I feed, what I feed, why I feed it. We'll have a lot of chat about supplements as well, and maybe a little insight into what it's like keeping a veteran horse like him as fit and healthy as I try to. So come on, let's go see. We're in the feed room now and I'll show you what I feed. Let me just straighten you up. You're being attacked by this one. She wants feeding, but it's not time yet. 1 second. When I tell you we've been through all the feed, do not think I'm exaggerating. So at the moment, Bellamy is eating Spiller's speedy mash fibre. It is, well, it's just a fibre-based feed. It's quite basic. When fed in the full rations, it does kind of balance all the vitamins and minerals, so that's good. And it has also got probiotics, so that's positive. So it helps his tummy. It means that he's getting all the vitamins and minerals he should. So he actually has this as a forage replacer as well, or a partial forage replacer. So he's out 24/7 at the moment, still in the field. And he has the speedy mash, some chaff, which is Thunderbrooks Healthy Herbal. Now, he has got Cushing's, he has got dental problems. So with the Cushing's, he can lose weight and condition, but I don't think that's his main issue. I think his main issue is the teeth, because he maintained condition beautifully until he had his dental injury, and now he seems to struggle. And if he's not fed quite a lot, which you'll see in a minute, he definitely loses condition. And trying to find a hay replacer has been so difficult because he is really fussy. I've tried Simple Systems, I've tried their hay replacer, I've tried their grass nuts mixed with sugar beet, and one of their other ones. He went off all of those pretty quick. We tried Thunderbrooks hay cobs I think they're called. Didn't like those. We tried a bag, I think it was just a sample very early on, of Dengie or Bailey's, I can't remember which, do a hay replacer, like a cube now. That was a no. I think they're quite low in sugar, which is good for him because he has Cushing's. He shouldn't be having really high sugar or high starch food, but I think he just found them a bit boring. So I was throwing away so many, and not just throwing it away. If he doesn't like something, he will throw it across his stable. So yeah, throwing it away and having to peel it off the walls and things. We also then went to Allen and Page Fast Fibre, thinking that can be used as a forage replacer. Soaks a lot quicker than sugar beet or some of the hay cobs. That worked for a couple of weeks, maybe, and yeah, it went off that as well. So then we came back to the Spillers, which is down here. The nice thing about this is it's apple flavoured, so when you open it you can really smell the apple, and he seems to love that. And touch wood, I changed to this maybe last February, so we might be 9-ish, maybe more, months into it, and he's not gone off it. He's still eating it. So fingers crossed, touch wood, and all of those things, this will be a winner. And it smells really, really sweet, but it's actually really low in sugar and starch. 2.5% sugar and 7.5% starch, so it is pretty low. And then with the chaff as well, which is really quite low in sugar, and next to no starch because it's a chopped grass. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Chaffs he did used to struggle with, because he has got diastemas and he did struggle to chew them, but he needed something to slow him down because he was wolfing the speedy mash and it was just gone. I mean, literally, it would feel like it was about 30 seconds and he would have eaten it all. And it's meant to be a forage replacer. He's supposed to graze on it slowly. He doesn't graze on it particularly slowly with the chaff as well, but it definitely slows him down. And his vet's happy that he has chaff. He seems to like it soaked, so as long as it's soaked for at least 2 hours, he seems quite happy. He's having 3 meals a day. So I soak breakfast overnight the night before. I soak lunch at breakfast time, and I'll soak dinner now. So now it's lunchtime, and I'll soak dinner now. And that seems to work. If it's not soaked for at least a couple of hours, he does tend to spit it out, which is interesting. Horses with dental issues supposedly find soft grass, soaked hay, etc. harder to chew, but Bellamy seems to prefer it. Even hay he prefers at least wetted, so who knows, but let's get on with making feeds. I'm going to empty this in the bin, we'll get on with feeds, and I'll have a chat about what he actually eats. It's lunch and dinner for today. Now, like I said, he has chaff and mash. I found a very specific way to make it, which means he eats it all. If I put like one on the bottom and one on the top, he will if the chaff's on the top, he'll throw all the chaff out and eat just the mash. If the mash is on the top, he'll eat all the mash and leave the chaff. So I've got a very specific way of doing it. So he's having 1.5 scoops of this chaff a day. A layer at the bottom. And then a scoop of the mash. I think you're about to be jumped on by the cat. She's watching the phone twizzle around and she's wanting to chase it. So what have we done? We've done a scoop of the mash. We're going to do one more scoop of the mash. And then, so that's a scoop of chaff, 2 scoops of mash, and then we're going to do about half of chaff on top. That seems to be enough to convince him it's not poisonous. So, supplements. He's 28, so he has quite a few. First we've got turmeric. He has just over 50 grams a day. So it is for his joints. I didn't really believe in turmeric, to be honest, but I got some in a water buffet kit and he went mad for it, and he seemed to do really well. Like his joints seemed less clicky and he seemed a little bit less stiff, so I thought it's not a massively expensive one, let's just add it in, and he seems to enjoy it, so don't judge me, or do judge me, whatever. But turmeric. In here we have, this is vitamin E. He has around 3,000 units of it. So that's vitamin E and selenium, that mix. It helps with muscle recovery. It's an antioxidant. And I've noticed it makes a big difference because he's still in work. His muscles, they used to get really tight, and they do still occasionally, but with keeping the vitamin E in, he actually has, did I say 3,000 units a day? With keeping that in, it seems to stop his muscles getting quite so tight, and he seems to be doing really well on it, so we keep that in. And next we have Boswellia. So this is well known and understood to be a good anti-inflammatory and work well for horses and humans and dogs. I think it might have even been tried on cats, possibly. I'm remembering my reading right. So the Boswellia, really notice a difference on that. If he doesn't have it, he very quickly gets quite stiff and his joints get quite clicky. So he actually has 1.5 scoops, but I've just given him 2 scoops. But anyway, the last thing is something called ASU Extra. So ASU with MSM and hyaluronic acid. And this is joints again, but it's more to, which one's that joint? That one. It's more to support the soft tissues. So to support cartilage, any cartilage remodelling or reforming, and also tendons and ligaments as well. It will help support, so to try and keep his, not just his joints pain free, but try and keep them healthy too. So that is all his feed for 24 hours. So it's breakfast, lunch and dinner. We've got a really, really stormy day tomorrow. So tonight the wind's going to go up to with gusts of about 45 miles an hour. Tomorrow we're meant to get 50. It's the rain again. And it's meant to feel like 1 degree. So I might, depending upon how he's feeling, I might shove a bit more chaff or maybe a bit more forage, a bit more mash in there. But we'll see when we get to tomorrow. It'll be based on whether he's feeling cold or not. Let's get his dinner soaked and then get his lunch delivery. And if you're wondering why I was wrapped up like this for this video that was indoors, this is why. It is gruesome today. Happy boy. He seems to be doing really well on 3 meals a day. It is exhausting already, and it's not even winter yet, but worth it because he seems very happy. This is where we bid you farewell. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it interesting, and if you've got any questions for us or any thoughts or anything about, feeding old horses or anything, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, and we will see you again next week. Bye!